Hey guys, this is the way that we are subtracting across zeros in class so that you can support them in the same way that we're teaching. In the problem 300 minus 129, we draw the first number with base 10 blocks. But in this case, we don't have any 10s or 1s to subtract our 10s or our 1s. Our 1s or our 10s. So what we need to do is we need to trade, and we call it trading at the bank. So we will mark out 100, and we will trade it for 10 10s. Then we have 10s, but we still can't subtract our 1s. Since we still don't have any 1s to subtract, we need to trade again at the bank, and we'll trade a 10 for 10 1s. One thing that we always do is we always write very neatly, and we put spaces in between our hundreds, 10s, and 1s. We also have spaces in between the 10s and in between the 1s, and we keep them in columns and in rows to keep our work neat so that we can read our own work. Now that we have 10s and 1s to be able to subtract, we can begin. We're going to subtract 9 1s. And we have 1 left. We can subtract our 2 10s, and we have 7 left. And we can still subtract our 100, and we have 1 left. Some common errors that second graders make are that they will trade 100 for 10 10s, but sometimes they forget to mark out the one that they traded. Same thing with the 10s and the 1s. Sometimes they'll forget to mark out the one they traded when they're trading for 10 1s. Also, when they're trading, if they mark out a 10, they need to draw 10 1s. And if they already have a 1, they need to draw the 10 that they're trading on top of whatever the 1s are already. That way, they're not trading and shorting themselves some 1s. I'll give you an example of that next. Also, once they have traded, it's marked out, so they still have to subtract that other 100 because this is not subtracted, this was traded for 10s. Our next problem is going to be 305 minus 129. We're going to draw our first number. We call that the minuend. And we don't have any 10s, but we do have some 1s. And it's not that we don't have 10s, because we have 10s here in the hundreds. So we're going to subtract 9 1s, and we can't do that. We also don't have any 10s to trade for 1s. So we need to go here to our hundreds. We're going to trade 100 for 10 10s. And now we have 10s, but we still don't have enough 1s. So we need to trade a 10 for 10 1s. Notice that I've traded a 10 for 10 1s, but I still have my 5 that I started with because I'm not adding more until I get to 10. I'm actually trading this 10 for 10 1s. So I still have that 10. It's just moved over to the 1s place. And I still have that 5 that I started with. So now I can subtract my 9 1s. I can subtract my 2 10s and my 100 and see what's left. 6 1s left, 7 tens, and 100.